It is time for the annual Spring Firewood Migration 2024. What exactly is the Spring Firewood Migration, you may be wondering? Well, let me tell you. It is when we take firewood that we have been storing and seasoning in the woodyard and we bring it into the woodshed. Why do we bring it into the woodshed now? There are a couple of reasons. And I'm going to cover those, and I'm also going to cover the fact that there is a whole bunch of firewood here behind me already in the woodshed. But the main reason that we do this in the spring, first of all, I bring in enough wood that is going to get me through the next 2 to 3 weeks left of the burning season. And then loading up the woodshed here just gives me all the wood ready to go then in the fall. And yes, it frees up space in the woodyard. So that area back there where I have all that wood, I'm going to bring a bunch of it in. It's going to free up some space that I can then replenish that area this summer. So we'll fill up the woodshed here. There is a little bit in there that I brought in the other day. We'll fill up the woodshed, and then whatever we get in here will be what we start burning with in the fall. And then once what we put in here is gone, then we will tap into what is over here. So this wood was put in here last spring, so that'll give it a full almost 2 years to season before we start burning it. So having the woodshed stocked up then in the fall ready to go means that all of that wood is out of the elements all summer long. And yes, it is under that little bit of a cover, but I want to kind of move that and, like I said, start replenishing that wood pile. So if the wood wasn't under cover, it would bring in the wood that I'm going to be burning in the fall. It would bring it in here under cover, so all summer long it wasn't getting rained on or anything, and it would all be ready to go. Now last year when we did this, we used the Easton-made 37D with the attached conveyor, and we ran the conveyor into the woodshed here, and we just brought the wood up and put it right on the conveyor to just loosely toss it in there, because we don't need it stacked in there. It's already seasoned. I'm not worried about stacking it. I just want to get it in there and get it out of the elements. This year, however, I am not going to be using the Easton-made with the conveyor or the Yappa with the conveyor, because I just finished kind of leveling off the ground out here. And you probably can't see it on camera, but everything is, all the ruts are gone. I've got seed down. I've got this all nice and fixed up. So I don't want to drive the Easton-made up here. I'm going to have as little of an impact as I can with just backing the trailer in right to here, and then we'll just hand bomb a load in. So yes, it may seem like extra work or double work handling the firewood another time, but either way, the wood that's back there in the woodyard has to eventually make its way into the woodshed to burn this coming fall. And so my thought is, why not just take it in there now? That frees up the space that I can then extend and keep building my pile for 2 years from now. So here's a little firewood pile I've been building this spring. And then there's the stuff from a year and a half ago. So once I clear this out, I'll move this little lean-to thing, and then I can reposition the Yappa and just continue filling in this area right here. So I may not, I don't need to get all of this out. I just want to get a bunch of this out, some of this removed, so I can take this panel down and then continue filling in the area on top of these pallets with that right there. I'm just going to extend it this way. So that is the plan. This firewood right here, this stuff needs to migrate up to the woodshed. And to help with the spring firewood migration, there she is. This is the time of year she has just been waiting for. The firewood migration. Look at the smile, just ear to ear on her face. She's ready. we ended up putting in another trailer full, and for those wondering, no, the trailer does not fit. It does not, it's too wide to back any further into the shed, so I can only back it up right to the door. But it worked out good to just kind of back just the trailer in over top of that, the dirt and the road that I leveled off and seeded, so didn't end up tearing up the ground too much like I would have probably with taking the 37D up there and then having to bring the tractor and the trailer up with the wood to put onto the conveyor. And I will say though that last year using the conveyor, we did get, I think, a little bit more in there, but there's still a good amount in the woodshed now, and that will again last me for the rest of this burning season, and then everything is in there ready to go to start next fall, or this coming fall. And once what we put in there today now has been used up in the fall, then I will start using the wood that's stacked in the woodshed from last year. And then it's just kind of like a rotation. So I'll use up all of that wood that's stacked in there, and then next spring we'll end up splitting and stacking it in there for then the following year. So it's always like kind of like a leapfrog effect. Like one year there's wood stacked in there that sits all year, and then the next year we use it up and then replenish it. And now once I move this panel out of the way, this will open up a lot more room to be able to just run the conveyor from the Yappa or even the 37D right down into that spot right there, and then just build this up with a mountain of firewood that's like what's over there. And that will be, I'll only need to take probably, this is the only spot I'll need to put any firewood now for my personal burning use. So, you know, the following, so what we put into the woodshed and like what's left here, and then all of that, and all of that, and some of that over there, and then this pile and whatever I fill in here, this will all be for 2 years from now. I have more space back here now to make more firewood and refill this spot to then eventually again refill the woodshed next year. So hope you guys enjoyed this little afternoon here, just doing one of the chores that comes along with not so much being a firewood like producer and seller. Like this is all just for my #1 customer, me. So that will conclude the Spring Firewood Migration 2024 from the Woodyard to the Woodshed. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on the Back 40 Friday Night live stream. Hopefully we'll be outside. We've had a few weeks where we had to be inside, but I'm hoping to be outside. So we'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.